All right, all right. Welcome back to another episode of the Critics Collective. I am Legacy Lingo. I have Brandon V. Fletcher here with me, and I have Manny, the not so super fan, here with me. And we're going to discuss X-Men 97 season 2. We're giving you guys a mid-season review, basically for episode 1 through 4. We were going to wait till episode 5, but we felt like enough had happened where we need to go ahead and we need to have this discussion. So here we are today. We're going to talk this out. Now, I want to warn you guys, we're going to talk about this in depth, spoilers and all, really peel it back. If you have not watched any of the X-Men 97 season 2, please go back and watch it and then come back and watch this discussion and get in the comments and join us and let us know what you think, because we are really going to talk it through. All right. So I got a couple of notes and points, things that I want to talk about. I know we're going to end up probably going all over the place with it, but let me outline a couple of the points that I want to make just based on the episodes so far that we got. So, episode 1, the X-Men are divided into different into a different time, and then Cable comes into his destiny. Episode 2, we get X-Force and X-Factor, which I thought was cool. Episode 3, 5,000 years in the past, we get the Apocalypse story. This Apocalypse story is the version I felt like that we all deserve as fans. Whether you're familiar with it or not, it's definitely better than what Fox gave us on the big screen. Another point that eventually we're going to talk about is how all of the X-Men's efforts are just creating the universe that they're trying to avoid, which it's just funny to me how they keep talking about prophecy and they keep thinking they're changing it and they just keep pushing it forward. I'm just waiting on somebody to be like, just stop. But anyway, we also get a glimpse of the Celestial, Isan, the Searcher, and then and then of course there's the highlight moments. I know Brandon had that was something you wanted to talk about, as everybody kind of gets their moment in the episode. The characters, they give them their opportunity to shine. So we're gonna talk about all of that, where the story is. It's slated for only 9 episodes total this season instead of 10. So 4 seems like a good, especially after what we got at the very end with Magneto. I feel like this is definitely a good call on Brandon. We should talk about it now. So let me start with you, Manny. How do you feel about these first 4 episodes so far?
I really enjoy it. It started off well with episode 1. And there's a. I feel bad for any X-Men movie that's gonna come out, because we're gonna have a lot of expectation,
Right?
because they did so well as far as the story development and the characters. Even like episode 2 with X-Force, I was so happy to see that. I didn't expect them to actually do the intro with the X-Force instead of X-Men. But again,
Cool.
The way they portray Cyclops in this series, he wasn't one of my favorite characters when growing up as watching the X-Men.
Right.
But this series, like, I really like how they, allow him to use his laser beam, I-beam, and just slide across the floor, and the way he's so versatile. Like, they show you how versatile his power is.
Right.
There's one thing, I don't know if they're ever gonna reveal my mother Sanki's true identity. But yeah. So that, I don't know if they're gonna do that, or whenever they do that, how's that gonna play out with with Jean and Scott. So that's another thing.
Do you know the true identity of Mother Scotty?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I'm sorry, second ask.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I was debating if I wanted to ask, because I don't know if everybody watching knows, because we're talking about what's been given to us. I don't know if we want to spoil where it's going.
Right.
So I was debating if I wanted to ask.
If you're a comic fan, you already know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, should we reveal it or not?
We'll wait and see if I mean, we got they're moving pretty fast through these episodes with the story. So we'll see. Maybe we might get that reveal at the end of the season. I don't know if they're gonna jump that fast or that far, but we'll see.
I will. Let's see. I'll give a hint. Another family member.
I mean, they already showed us another family member in episode 2.
Have it?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows that. So, yeah. And then they just could give us the whole tree, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that Gray Summers family tree is actually insane. Like if you go look at it online, it's crazy.
There's a whole lot of them.
We should actually have an episode where we break that down after the seasons, though, where we just go and move and mention all the characters.
And then there's like the multiple timeline versions of the family tree, and then there's like the family tree where it's like, oh, that one's a clone.
Oh wow. Man.
So it gets crazy.
Sound like just thinking in daytime soap operas, man. Wow.
No, but one thing I also liked about the first episode is that fight. That again, going back to Cyclops and the fight scene, is just the way they just introduced the X-Men. You know, I was like, I feel like a kid, man, excited.
Yeah.
When they open.
I think the main thing about Cyclops is that he's never been portrayed in media like he is in the comics, and like we're kind of getting that the first time.
Yeah.
And you know, the optic blast, like it's technically a concussive blast, so it's kind of like getting punched really hard. Not necessarily a laser, like it can melt things, right?
Right.
And so that's why he can use it to move and shoot, bounce off the ground and things like that, and ricochet and things like that. So it's his powers are more comic accurate now, and he's not just the Boy Scout, right? He's just not just the good guy. He's a little bit more complex in the comics, and especially the later runs where I mean, some people think he's just straight up evil, but we'll see how crazy they get with the series. Because I don't think if they're doing like, you know, kind of loose adaptations of some of the comic book runs, how far are they going to go? Because they're technically it's X-Men 97, so like a lot has happened in the X-Men comics, you know, since that time up till now.
Right.
So are we going to get Krakoa, like, you know, that's in the current run and stuff like that? So we shall see.
It's just how many seasons. Go ahead, Manny.
Not to skip ahead. I think there's a lot of prediction as far as what we're gonna get as far as this show. I know you brought up Krakoa, but also about you know, possibly Onslaught.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that when we get to episode 4. I definitely know that's got to be coming.
But it's the first episode. Was it Days of Future Past? That was the title.
I think it was Days of Past Future. It was like
Days of Past Future. Yeah.
They flipped it. Days of Past Future.
Yeah. One thing I was kind of it felt like they, even though they kind of revealed it in the episode, it just like felt like I didn't think it was necessary to drag the whole part about revealing that they were actually Cable's parents. I think it just got it out the way as far as that part. But you
okay, you're struggling.
Forge. It just feels like everybody, especially Professor X, that whole idea of trying to save Apocalypse, you know, I don't know why they just decided to go that route. Like as far as the character part, you know, and I understand what they're trying to do as like speak to his humanity, but at that point they should have just taken that route with you remember from Avengers where
they were talking about just kill him.
Yeah, just kill him.
Go back and kill him.
I just was like, why didn't they just go that route and just get it over with? But
I mean, they got their asses handed to them, so it's not gonna be easy.
Couple times.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it made sense that they thought they could try. You know, they've always been trying to. It's like they never really wanted. They never really wanted to be in the situation they're in. So it's if they could take a chance, I could understand why they were taking it. But I'm with you. I would have gotten past that a lot quicker. Be like, all right, now we got to try to kill him now. You know, before he gets too strong.
But I like the fact that also with Storm, you know, usually in every X-Men it's always rain, snow, something like that. But this time, you know, they kind of, because she is what level mutant she is again?
Omega,
and she was able to like create a solar storm in this one,
right?
Which was like, yo, you know, she's actually more powerful than just fucking. It's always rain or thunder or lightning.
Yeah, the what we get in media a lot of times is very dumbed down from the comics, and
it's watered down.
Yeah, and these characters they can use their powers in very interesting ways. If you kind of go back and look at different characters' powers, the way they're broken down is it's not just I control the weather. It's like more. It's a lot more than that.
Right. Well, I think they do that on purpose because sometimes the capabilities of these characters could just nip a situation in the bud.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, just why we got the watered down version of the Hulk, you know, and all of the MCU, because some of those situations wouldn't have even lasted long enough to be a situation, you know, if he had really unleashed. The same thing with, you know, so I know I don't like that they do that, but I understand it in order for us to get something. But you know, I would like to see, you know, at one day we just get a full blown version of a few of the characters that we're used to, and just see how they create story and keep it going beyond that point. But it's just there's too many other characters that probably couldn't survive that. They become smaller characters when it goes to that level, and that's why they try to keep it down in. But Manny, before I jump to Brandon, you got any other comments about what you've gotten so far? How you feeling about?
Like I said, I like how they introduced everybody in the first episode, especially that fight. You got more. For a second, I thought I was like, "Wait, is that Thor?" Then realized it was more. That was pretty cool. You know,
where he come from?
I was like, wait, oh shit! And I was like, Morph, you got me again. God damn it!
But it's like, damn. If I talk about the ending of this episode, I don't know how it's gonna. So.
But don't talk about the end yet of the fourth one.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna get to that one.
yeah. So, all right, then, Brandon, let me know how you felt so far about these first 4 episodes.
No, I think it's great. I think the show is actually like moving on a different level, honestly. And I'm kind of with Manny, where it's like they're gonna have to try really hard in live action, because I mean, like, I kind of trust them that they can do it, but like this is just on such another level that like it's going to be, the comparisons are going to be there. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw the other day where Kevin Feige was talking about live action X-Men. He wanted it to feel like
I was just about to say that, not to cut you off, but I just saw an article where Kevin Feige says that they're going to the X-Men, they call it the solo X-Men film, they're going to try and capture the excitement and the heart of X-Men 97. That's what I saw.
And I think that's perfect. And if they can do that, we're good. Because I think the show is incredible. I think, you know, I love the original series when I was a kid, but man, this is like the way it's written. Like back in the day, it was like, it's a kid's show, but like a kid's show that had some adult themes that they weren't afraid of tackling, right?
Right. It was rated T for teen.
Okay.
I would say, but if I were to rate it now in today's rating, I would say that version was T, and now we're getting like, what's the next level up? Like,
it was not quite M, but it's getting there.
It's getting there. It's like T14 something. Yeah, it's just a little bit over the T for teen. Yeah. So I feel you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I feel like the show is written for us, like, right, the people who watch the original show, but with real layered characters, real layered emotions, and real layered themes. And I just think the writing is just like, Apocalypse was dropping bars in this episode.
Like bars after bars.
I mean, it was insane. Like whoever wrote that episode, they was having a great old time.
Yeah.
Writing some of that stuff. But I think the series is again like it's already hitting a stride. It's only episode 4. My only curiosity, so Bo DeMeo, who is showrunner on the show, was fired,
right?
That whole situation, but he still did season 2, so this is still his arc that he's doing. Vision. So I'm very curious how the show's going to feel once we get past his initial writing and show running and stuff like that. I think one of my what episode was the Jubilee episode? Was that episode 3 or 2?
No, that was 2.
That was episode 2. Man, I've been in and out of comics, but I've never seen her powers be displayed that way. Never. That was incredible.
Me either.
That was incredible. They are so good at having these like character moments where you see like, okay, this is how these characters really use their power, and you're just like, it's kind of shocking because you're like, I didn't know she could do that.
Yeah, when she dropped War, I didn't know she even had that kind of power. When she sucker punched him and he dropped, I was even surprised that she even put him down. And I know she's got the sparks and the flash and the pizzazz, but I just didn't expect that punch to land like it did. And then when she was used them on her feet to bounce off the wall, and then her hand-to-hand combat, man, she was I love that episode. Yeah. Also, we got a shout out to the intro. Like that's commitment to money and resources to reanimate the intro for these specific teams. Yeah, we had the regular X-Men and we had the X-Force intro, and then did we have the X-Factor intro? No, but
it was X-Men
and the X-Force intro.
2 different X-Men teams.
Yeah,
right. So they had like the past team and the future team, and then they had the X-Force team, which was great.
So they slightly animated something for episodes 3 and 4 too. Slightly animated something different too, or a couple of months. What you gonna say, Manny?
No, again, is one of my questions is it them not listening to Bishop or Mother Ascani's fault that Apocalypse is Apocalypse? If you get what I'm saying.
I feel like they all contradicted the idea of leaving things alone.
Well, I mean, when Bishop was just like, hey, don't do this, like blah, 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 let's go. And they were like, Bishop, this is literally all you do. And I was like, they are right.
Yeah.
All Bishop do is go back in time, try and change it. So it's not out of line that they would do this also. So I get Bishop wanting to leave, but he's kind of being hypocritical.
Man, yeah, he was definitely being hypocritical. And Mother Sconning was too. Go ahead.
Not to jump ahead, but what if she never brought them to the future?
Well, yeah. So that's the point where it makes it's like if she didn't do it, we wouldn't be here. They would have died, right? She saved their lives by doing that, and now we're gonna get the future that she has already seen or whatever, things of that nature. So it's like I was saying before in my notes. No matter what they do, everything they're doing, they can't escape it. They're pushing the same arc. So they think that they're deviating, but they're really just doing what's destined.
It's a name for it. It's something paradox, right? Where what happens is the thing in the future doesn't happen until you go to the past, right? There was an episode of Gargoyles like that where Goliath was like in the present, and he was just like, and people were like, Goliath, and he's like, I don't know who you are. And then he went to the past, and then it kicked off the chain reaction of things happening. So this is the same thing. It's part of them going back in time and dealing with Apocalypse causes Apocalypse to become Apocalypse.
It creates everything they're trying to avoid. It end up creating.
And then I thought Beast mentioned that at one point. I forgot the line, but he mentioned something like, whatever we're doing could could make the future that we know happen, basically.
Right.
So I was thinking about that the entire time because Charles and Magneto, and the funny thing is that Magneto it's not even funny, but like, you know, this kind of character arc with Magneto where, you know, Charles died, or they thought Charles was dead, and so he chose to, you know, keep that legacy going. And so Magneto's, you know, he's changed up a little bit. He's still Magneto, but he definitely still wants to bring that Xavier dream alive. And so he's like, in the past, he's like, look, I'm trying to do what you wanted to do here. And Xavier's just like basically like, I think you should leave stuff alone. I think you're pushing it too far.
Right.
But in the end, they kind of end up being on the same page,
right?
And then just royally screwing everything up.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's what I love about the writing of like the Magneto and even Apocalypse, and a lot of the bigger MCU villains. There a lot of times you see where they come from, and you
right.
You understand their logic. You may not agree with how far they're willing to go, but you start to see, and it makes sense. And so I was just yeah.
I was gonna say everybody's motivations made sense to me. I never felt anybody's motivations was off. Right. It was like everybody had their opinion, and I understood it. You know, Rogue wanting to do it for personal reasons because she wants Gambit back. So she's thinking if we fix this, we'll have a future where, you know, my boo is alive, right? Even though she was cheating on him anyway.
Right.
With Magneto.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm still a little angry at her for that, but I get it. I get it. She couldn't be physical with Gambit, so I mean, she should at least like had a conversation with Gambit. He's like, look, I know we can't touch, but I need to go over here and get some.
Yeah, I gotta. It needs to be scratched.
Have a little bit of open relationship.
You know,
I mean, they X-Men. They all in the comics. They always having sex with each other anyway. So she could have had that conversation. Hey, look, I need an open relationship since we can't touch, and I figured out I can touch Magneto. Like,
yeah, I mean, and then with Xavier, I understood his fear of, okay, let's say we stop him, but then the world that we know still isn't the same. It's always that worry that something shifts where one of us don't exist anymore, or we go back and it's worse. Or it's just so So I understood his hesitation. Like, let's just get back in time, just go deal with the fight we got. But then I like how, like you said, that eventually they starts being on the same page where they saw a possibility where they might be able to, but then they just end up creating the very monster.
We didn't even bring up Ramatut.
No, we can say that for later.
We kind of pretty much raised the first 3 episodes. If you guys want to start getting into that, we can.
No, I keep hearing that he was out there rage baiting, basically.
It was funny too because as soon as Apocalypse became Apocalypse,
he was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
y'all got this. I'm out.
Y'all be safe.
Yep.
He was smiling the whole time. Like, oh shit. I didn't know it was.
That was too funny. And so my question is now though, and if I miss this, go ahead and make fun of me, but this what they did with Apocalypse. Does he have this memory of them when he's dealing with them in the 90s? Like, does he have the memory?
Well, if you remember episode 1, he said he's going back. He's going to the 1990s.
Oh yeah,
when they're the weakest. So I'm pretty sure he has that memory.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Because he's purposely from the future heading to the 90s.
That's the weakest point.
To fuck with them.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And I'm wondering, he's probably going to the moment where they're not there, right? Because they're dealing with him in the past and the future.
Right. So he knows.
Yeah. He knows Storm not there. He knows Jean Grey not there. The Xavier's not there. Magneto. Basically, all the Omega level mutants that would, give the X-Men a chance are not in that present timeline. So, like you said, like he knows they're their weak point.
Thinking about it,
what are you gonna deal with? You gonna deal with, no shade to Jubilee, love Wolverine, but like, that's nothing compared to having to deal with Xavier, Jean, and Storm at the same time.
No. What you got, Manny?
Oh
no, I was thinking. So it's crazy how Jean. Well, since we already spoiled it,
go for it.
Jean Grey's kid, Mother Ascani, is the reason that Apocalypse is Apocalypse, but Apocalypse going back in time, creating Sinister, is the reason Cable was born, because he created Sinister. It's like a whole full circle thing.
Oh yeah, and didn't he create the Legacy virus also?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he did. Everybody is contributing to their own demise.
Yeah, but you gotta think about King is kind of the one, because he was poking at Apocalypse since he was born, like making life a living hell for that guy. So in a way, I even though I said Ascani is the reason, King, who is like a time traveling lord, we would say.
Yeah, that's what he does on a daily basis. He just be traveling winning everywhere.
So he's the reason. I would say he's the sole reason Apocalypse is created. Then, so imagine if he never fought with Apocalypse and he was just born and he wasn't being persecuted as much.
I mean, he still would have been Apocalypse because his mama gave him up. Yeah, his mama gave him up. I mean, Xavier actually made that dig at him too. He killed Magneto. He was like, "That's why your mama left you."
Yeah,
that was cool. I mean, Apocalypse kind of deserved that dig though in that moment. But I think he might not have been as rageful, but I still think that would have happened because the way he looked, he was an outcast, right? His mama gave him up and he was put into slavery, and did nobody want to mess with him. That stuff would have still happened either way, right?
Yeah, but
I think that, maybe when he started showing how strong he is, when you remember he was like lifting the statues by himself and people are like kind of cheering for him. And but even then, like people were cheering for him, but they still didn't like, I'm not sharing a bed with this dude. He looked weird. So like all that stuff would have been there. Ramatut, it doesn't take Ramatut to have people be prejudiced, right? It's just that Ramatut just put some extra stank on it, right? Maybe whipped him a little bit more than he needed to be whipped or stuff like that, and was a bit more oppressive. But I still think that just the average Joe Schmo living in this time would still not have shown any compassion towards Apocalypse. So I still think he would have still gotten to the Apocalypse we know. It just maybe it would have taken longer or just would have taken a different path.
I agree with you, but I think without King really, having him, what was the other character that he met that basically became his teacher?
The one that freed him?
Yeah, his right hand man that ended up dying. I forgot his name. Not Logo. Logo is the Ramatut's right hand, right?
Yeah.
Got all the main characters.
So, well, if let's say if he wasn't being pursued that often and he never I think he would have a bit of more humanity to it because that guy was all about war. You know, I think he would have been more receptive to Magneto's, I guess, teaching when it comes to being that better person. If he had,
but he was
but he was quick to flip like that
because when you're somebody like Apocalypse has a fragile like psyche, and so when you take someone like him and you give them something to believe in, a better future, a better life for yourself, better life for your people, and then you find out that person that's giving you those teachings is lying to you, and it doesn't matter what the lie is, you just automatically feel betrayed. So it's like, oh wait, so why should I listen to anything you just told me? Because you were just lying to me. So like I understand why Apocalypse can be pissed off and switch it up so quick.
Speaking of that one area, when they were having the fight, right? When he finally became Apocalypse, I'm like, Nightcrawler. Of all the places you could teleport the guy, you teleport him like a few inches in the same building. You're gonna teleport him all the way, out in the desert. Give you guys time to fucking.
I thought the rule was that like it's not just unlimited teleportation. It's kind of like a line of sight thing where like he has to be able to like see where he's going to get to where he's going, something like that.
No, he has
that's how
to know.
I could be wrong. The comic book nerds, y'all can correct me.
It's like Jumper. He has to have already seen.
Yeah, so he already knows the desert. Like, yo, teleport the motherfucker out in the desert and come back. That's it. Because we seen him teleport people in the middle of the ocean and just teleport right back.
Come back, yeah.
So he could have teleported, just do it all the way, to some other base somewhere and come back and give them time to. I'm like, yo, you teleported dudes like a few inches away from us.
So I'm glad you brought it up because I want to ask, and I know if I'm asking a stupid question, I'm okay with it. You guys come at me, let me know. All right. But my first thought in that when they were having that battle before trying to stop him from touching that stone, would Rogue been able to put her bare hands on him and maybe level the playing field or take something away from him?
Yes, but man, that's risky.
I mean, I know, but that's what I thought was about to
happen. What
happen.
happens to Rogue when she does that? She doesn't do it lightly.
And sometimes she tend to take their likeness too.
And then like she gets their trauma, she gets all of that. So
I thought that would have been interesting.
With all that celestial energy too.
And then we still end up getting our pockets we got, but I don't know. I was just
it's a valid question. I definitely feel like Rogue tries to avoid doing that.
Yeah, she definitely
because
does not want to.
It might work in the short term, but in the long term, maybe it doesn't.
I got you.
Maybe she absorbs some Apocalypse, and then she kind of gets his thinking, and next thing you know, we got Rogue Apocalypse out there. So
I want
it. So I get the hesitation for her to use her powers.
Yeah.
Now let's. I think everybody. If you read the comics, I think everybody can sense where this is going as far as Xavier and Magneto dying. Also, I'm so used to comic books just bringing people back. I don't know. Magneto might be dead. I don't know.
No, he's dead. That's why I don't think what I said earlier that
we still didn't get Gambit back. Like people are speculating we're gonna get Gambit back as a horseman. Because remember, Apocalypse went to Genosha. There's a scene where he was seen near like a crater, and people are speculating that he's getting Gambit's body to make him a horseman. So Gambit could come back, but it just feels like the deaths are permanent. And I'm just so used to comic books just reversing it. I don't know how I feel about that because I think Magneto's such a great character, and I love the this interpretation of him since season 1. So from a personal, feelings, I'm like, I want more Magneto.
Right.
But I respect them if they keep him dead. But I definitely think we're about to get Onslaught. And again, comic nerds, y'all can tell me if I'm messing this up. But in the comics, Onslaught was basically like the merging of Xavier and like Magneto's like consciousness. And it came out to be Onslaught. Am I messing it up?
Let's see.
No, I thought it was when he became Onslaught when Magneto took Wolverine's adamantium out, and he hit him with a psychic attack that like basically collided with Magneto's consciousness, and boom.
Yeah. I mean, in the comics, that's how it's happened. But I'm just kind of like,
it could be that
more explanation of like the existence of Onslaught, right? Like what Onslaught actually is. It's not like a person, like
what if,
you know what I mean? It's like the consciousness of Xavier and Magneto, but that Xavier ends up thinking more like old Magneto, not new Magneto.
It could be that, but what if is when Magneto was, because remember when Apocalypse was killing Magneto, it was holding Magneto, and he was telling Xavier to lie to him, and you can see Xavier using his psychic power. What if at that time when he was using his psychic power, he used so much that somehow Magneto's consciousness got inside him when he died? So that's because you kind of see like he changed. He's flipped so quick. Like that's why your mama left your ass like that. So I'm just saying, maybe that's when
I think it's going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be a lot simpler than it was like, oh, Xavier used like a psychic thing. I just think it's going to be Xavier's grief. Like his grief is going to like make his mind like go out of whack. Like he's in so much pain right now. He's like losing his like best friend, right? His life friend, even though they disagreed on some things. I think that grief is going to help turn him into Onslaught, or what we know as Onslaught from the comics.
Yeah, it'd be easier to explain it that way for the series that they built at the pace that they're moving. The simpler explanation would be the easiest way to go. But it would be interesting to see if they get kind of creative, because I was just reading that and I was like, oh, yeah, but I don't think, based on the pace that they're moving, even though from the credit scene, the end credit scene, man, you saw that the end credit scene
for
episode 4
when Bishop came back.
No, that was the end of the episode. But once the credits started, they had a end credit scene with Wolverine.
Where they show the pictures,
and after there was an actual scene. You just
so I guess you missed it.
All right. Well, basically, they're letting us know we're about to get into the Weapon X storyline. Wolverine's about to get his adamantium claws.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of Wolverine, I like how they, without the adamantium, like when he's fighting, you see the claw breaks, and he's like,
yeah,
it looks cool. They animated it where it looks painful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rub my knuckles every time.
But they did going back to Jubilee again. Her even Psylocke. I like how they use show her.
Man, yeah, I completely forgot about Psylocke.
Yeah. I was very happy, Psylocke. Because we forget she's psychic too. So
yeah, they definitely. I like Brandon was mentioned before. The version that we're getting now is definitely a little bit more. It's a little bit more comic book worthy. What we got in the past was safe, but I feel like what we got in the past was for us at that age. What we're getting now is for us who loved it back then, and we're older now. We can handle this, and that's why you can get War being killed.
I mean, they just shot him.
They just left him. You can get stuff like that, and these deaths might be permanent just because they don't really know how much leeway they're gonna get with. They maybe don't know how many seasons they're gonna, even though it's highly successful, and they may not plan to do much more than a couple more seasons just to keep it great and not lose what the impact it has. So, and they're not holding back with the deaths, and Magneto's death was big, but I do think it's permanent. Also,
so his kids don't even know he did either. I can't remember if Polaris knows that. I can't remember from like the original series, but does she know that Magneto's her dad?
I don't think so.
Probably not. Magneto was out there being loose, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Polaris,
I like the way Jubilee was like, you know, what would Charles think? What would all these folks think of you right now?
Speaking of that, I think it was so easy that I don't know that little speech that Jubilee gave her. I don't think that persuade. I think it was just a ploy on Polaris' side to let her leave like that.
Polaris already had the agenda.
Yeah,
she didn't have to be convinced because she kind of already knew.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It was great seeing X Factor though. It's hard for me to not hate them because of what they're doing.
Right.
I don't know how much the writers want us to not like X Factor. You know, are they going to switch it up later? We'll see. Or are they going to keep doing the government's bidding?
I think
it really bothers me seeing them be who they are. You know, and I kind of get where what's her name, Cooper? What's her name? From last season, she's now head of X Factor. I can understand her point of view, but the mutants that are helping, like, I don't know, man. It bothers me. I'm with Jubilee on. I'm on Jubilee's side.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going after like criminal mutants.
They're just detaining everybody.
Yeah,
right.
And it says for their safety, like, but you're just locking them up. Like, what did they do?
Yeah, you got mutant ice out there.
Basically, it's exactly what it is. And it's funny how people don't really. Some of those same people don't really realize how all of the content that they love, from Star Trek to X-Men, is calling out their kind, and they have no idea how much they celebrate it. How it's calling on the fact that you guys are discriminating on somebody just because they're different. And that you just can't, you're so scared of them to be equals to you, or that they might be stronger. And, you know, it's calling them out. Star Trek was all about harmony, friendship, meeting up people in other galaxies, planets, and trying to make it work. You know, I know these people, they love it, they worship it, and then they're watching content that's calling them out for their bigotry and their hatred. Anyway, that's a different show. I'm sorry.
But I still like that X Factor exists, like, in this show. I
was pleased to see that.
I think it's it makes it gives it more gray, right? Like, I think the show is in the gray a lot. It's like there's clearly like a good versus evil, right? Like there's kind of like you know, clearly there's like a side of bigotry and stuff like that. But there's also kind of like, you know, and people like this in real life. It's like, you know, oh, okay, I'm a mutant, I'm the discriminated against, but I want to make things better. So maybe I can work from within the system. If I work within the system and do it the right way, then everything will be good. Right. Versus being kind of like a rebellion or on a revolutionary side, right? Where you're like, no, you're just causing trouble on this side. We have to kind of work with people to get things better.
I mean, because if you think about it, what X Factor, in their mind, what they're doing is they're minimizing the violence and the deaths by just keeping them separate. They don't see the fact that they're locking up innocent mutants.
Right.
But in their minds, like, we can bring them in safely because we are mutants. No humans there's no bloodshed, and then we can just keep it at peace. That's in their mind. That's the bigger picture. That's all that matters. So you're right. Yeah. There are people like that in the world.
Also, it's kind of like we're kind of seeing the consequences of the school not existing. Because all those kids that were locked up, they would be at the school. Xavier would be trying to recruit them and give them a home and a place to be and have a sense of community and, you know, belonging. They don't have that anymore. The school is gone. The X-Men are scattered everywhere, and Cable is out here, you know, doing SEAL Team 6 stuff. And so it's you kind of see the world. The world needs the X-Men. The world needs Xavier because you know, there's drama, but like, you know, it doesn't get to concentration camp levels.
Yeah, but I think Apocalypse will be the reason that we end up being happy with X Factor. They're gonna.
Oh, okay. No, that's a okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna bring it all together towards the end where they're like, Archon we need to protect everyone. Like, we need to get on this level here. Go after this motherfucker. But what do you guys feel with the pacing that we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes left. It's not it's slated for 9 episodes. With the pacing that we have left, do you guys feel like that we're going to be satisfied with where it's going? Do you think because it looks like they're moving. It looks like we're going to get a lot of stories.
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead.
curious. I'm curious. With the speed at which we move it, I'm guessing this next episode is going to be Wolverine centric. Yeah. And it'll probably be a standalone episode, kind of similar to the Storm one last season. We'll probably, the bulk of it will be his journey, and then we'll get back into like the main storyline, and eventually, hopefully, by the end of the season, everybody's back together.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely moving fast, and I'm very curious. Like, it feels like that storyline in the past is over. So I'm curious, like, how the series is going to move forward. Is it just Apocalypse is the big bad now? Is there some other big bad we don't know about? Because remember, last season, Bastion ended up being the big bad.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming right. At all. So I'm curious, like, is there someone lurking that we don't know about that's going to reveal themselves later in the season?
What you got, Manny?
I don't think there's a big bad.
Or bigger.
The only thing,
because I think it's a big bad.
If there's gonna be a big bad, I think it's probably gonna be, in a way, Xavier, if he goes to the Onslaught route.
Yeah,
but I think there's somebody again, going back to King, rage baiting fucking Apocalypse. I think he's probably the big bag manipulating everyone, because he wants to create chaos for his own purpose. But as far as this season so far, I think the only episode I liked the least was episode 3, which I thought was probably like a little slower, but overall the dialogue and everything else was great.
Oh, when Apocalypse said, "I would make you a horseman, but you like a spine," I was like, "Oh,
like yo,
did that man dirty?"
That was
goodness.
He took it and he twisted it. So I will say this. I think that episode 5, yeah, like Brandon said, is going to be a standalone episode. We're going to get Wolverine focused. But I honestly think by episode 6, because if you think about like you said, the past is coming to an end. Everybody at the end of episode 4, Bishop came back. He got everybody, and at the end of episode 2, Cable time slid his family back. I feel like by episode 6, we're gonna be back in the 90s. Everybody's gonna be back, and it's just gonna just keep moving at a fast speed, and then maybe they move right into the Onslaught thing. And Apocalypse kind of takes a back seat for a moment, which would make sense in order to get to episode 9. But I do feel like by episode 6, everybody's gonna be back in the 90s, and we're just gonna get right to it. I don't know, but
and they're gonna have to deal. I know they've been dealing with stuff with Apocalypse, which seems like a priority, but they're gonna get back to the present and be like, "What the hell's going on here? Cable, why you got SEAL Team 6 going?"
Yeah,
there's X Factor. I don't know how that's gonna play out when the X-Men just shows back up. It's like, "Hey guys, we're not dead."
That's true. It's gonna be interesting. I'm
like, do they start rebuilding the school? How long that's gonna take? Like,
yeah.
How many times has school been destroyed in the comics?
I was just thinking the same thing. At
this point, it's like, why even like
right? Jeez, that's what I was just thinking about. Like, how many times had they had to do that? Man, that's crazy.
They got to be like, in the South. when you go to church sometimes, the church don't have a building to sell, so they got to rent out the gym at the local hospital. They still have to start renting out some places. All right, y'all go start training out there in the court.
Training out there at the school. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. With we talked about this about as long as I thought we would, and I know we can keep talking about it, but I'm gonna bring it to a close because I know the more we talk, the more we're probably going to end up getting into arcs that may not be introduced, and then we get people all excited for it. And it may not come into the season and things of that nature. So we're gonna leave it at that. But I am excited that what I saw Kevin Feige say that the movies are gonna try and have that same energy and that same heartfelt from X-Men 97. But you guys are both right. The expectations this series is not making it easy for them. Their work is cut out for them for sure. Their work is cut out for them for sure. But I'm interested to see. But before I bring it to the close, one last question. I'm sure, and then I promise we're gonna bring it to close. But do you actually think? And I'm gonna start with you, Manny. Do you actually think Kang's gonna come back this season, or was he there just to really just kick this off, and we deal with him later? Like maybe some another season.
If not earlier, I think he's probably going to come back towards the end, either for a big reveal or for something to progress, the story.
Another arc.
But I think he's going to come back. I don't think they just introduce a guy just to fuck with somebody and just,
He was like, you can call. I'm Kang, aka the Catalyst. I'm out. Like, what you think, Brandon?
He might be mentioned, he might come back, but I think that might be the last we've seen of him.
I was thinking
mainly because Kang is more of a Fantastic Four villain. So they bring people in and out, right? We've seen Captain America, we've seen people, but he's at his core, he's not an X-Men villain. So that's why I don't think we're gonna get a lot of him. And the reason why we got him and the Celestials is because those are tied to Apocalypse. So I think that might be it for him. I could be very wrong, and then I'll eat crow later. But
well, remember, again, going back to Onslaught, he does go after Franklin Richards for his power. Okay,
yeah. So, all right, you got me there. Because Franklin Richards is a mutant, so
yeah.
We'll see then.
That's gonna be interesting to see. All right, well, we'll see. All right, so now I'm bringing it to a close. All right, guys. So you've watched it. This is our mid-season review. We talked about episodes 1 through 4. Get in the comments and let us know what you thought about it. What you thought about every episode. Let's try to keep it within the realm in case some people are only getting the X-Men 97, haven't read the comics. We don't want to throw out too many theories, but I'll engage you. We'll engage you. We'll stay on top of the comments. We'll have conversations. And if it goes where it goes, then I just warn everybody else, like, be careful reading the comments because theories and arcs may come out. So
it's a little different when there's already source material out there. So it's definitely easier to spoil.
So yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and break that seal. Let's talk about it. If you don't want to know anything, stay out of the comments. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's be engaged. And we're gonna now, after this, come back for each episode. This is the formula we're trying to do our shows now, our TV series and where we do a mid-season review after the first 4 or 5 episodes, so we can really have something to talk about. And then every episode after that, we will meet and discuss it. Spoilers and all. So I hope you guys stay tuned with us and keep watching. And if you like what we're doing, please make sure you support our channel by hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the alerts, join our collective community. All right, I'm Legacy Lingo. I have the Not So Superfan Manny here with me and Brandon V. Fletcher. We are the Critics Collective, and we will see you on the next one.